Soul is the latest movie from Pixar and Disney, of course, and is now available on Disney Plus. And Merry Christmas to everybody. This is a film that I was very excited to see, as I'm sure a lot of people were, and there was a lot of conversations regarding it, regarding when it was going to actually get released for the longest time. The basic premise of this movie is that a jazz musician, played by Jamie Foxx, is finally about to get his big break. He's been playing music for many, many years. He's a part-time teacher at a school, but he's being offered full-time tenure, and he wants to do something more than just that. However, when he finally is about to get his shot, he has a bit of a mishap and his soul is about to be sent to the great beyond. And he has to somehow find a way back to his real life self, while also discovering along the way that he's made some mistakes and that he may not be living life to its full potential. There's an almost certain guarantee you're gonna need tissues while watching Soul. Much like a lot of Pixar's movies, this one has an emotional depth to it that's really wonderful. There are points of this movie where you will definitely tear up, and I did. There were a few moments in specifically where tears are like streaming down my face. What I'm trying to say is that I loved this movie, and I think it's one of the best of the year. When I look back on it, I think the best Pixar movie that I saw last was probably Inside Out. I loved some stuff that we've gotten since then. I loved Coco, I loved Toy Story 4 and all that, but this movie goes back to that film, because Inside Out was the last movie I watched and I said, this is just amazing, riveting stuff. This is not just one of the best movies of the year, but this is a movie that genuinely has a very dark and very mature concept being handled in such a beautiful way for all ages to get behind and understand. This movie has a very similar concept. It talks about life. It talks about appreciating life a lot more, and also about the mistakes that we make along the way, which result in sometimes not being able to live it to its fullest. And the animation and the writing that have gone into this are staggering, especially that animation. This is a stunning movie, absolutely gorgeous from start to finish. It captures not just the world where all of these souls are, but also New York City, which is where the movie takes place. The way it's captured the jazz scene is wonderful. The way it's captured the street life, the way people move around, barbershops, everything. It's so accurate and so vividly executed. It actually feels like you're spending a day in New York City at this point in time. And if you have been to New York, or if you've lived in New York, you know that feeling all too well. It just captures that absolutely down to a T. The score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross after Mank, this is one of their best, and it's being currently talked about for a Best Original Score win as well. Maybe. I don't know which score I prefer more. Was it Mank or was it this? But I think they've done a brilliant job this year. This is really a great musical year from the two of them. I also really love the voice performances in this movie. Every character was given such nuance, and they did a brilliant job by bringing everybody to life. This is a movie that is going to keep people thinking for a very long time, and at least for a little bit. But what I think is more beautiful about this movie is the concept of appreciating the little things in life. There's something very interesting in terms of a philosophy in regards to that. That's something that I've followed in my life myself. The idea of, sure, there can be 10,000 other things happening, but you should always look out for the smaller moments. It's such a simple life lesson. Sometimes you get so lost in the bigger picture of things and trying to attain something that you can't quite get, and sometimes you keep falling backwards, but you sort of fail to realize everything around you. But sometimes you should hang on to those little glimmers, because life is also about all of those things. It's just about being able to experience those simple joys, like looking at the sunrise, or enjoying a breeze, or walking down the street, and just appreciating the vibes around you, meeting your friends, asking them about their lives, having a conversation with them. And this movie is a celebration of all of those things, which I found to be a really beautiful message. And I think it's one that a lot of people need to hear, because it happens a lot in people's lives where they're so absorbed with, oh God, what are we going to do next? That big major decision, that sometimes you fail to appreciate what is in the moment. And I don't know if that's going to be the message everybody gets out of it. That was definitely the message I got out of it, though. I tried to look for major flaws in this movie. I really did. I really looked around and I really couldn't find any. This is one of those movies where I just really appreciated what they did and all the storytelling involved, and I think it's definitely deserving of every single kind of praise that this finally ends up getting. Soul is a beautiful film. I'm not going to tell you too much about what happens in it, how it ends, but I would rather you see that for yourself. It's on Disney Plus. There's a lot of bonus features with it as well, and watch some of the credits. You might find yourself a little surprise over there. And so, without further ado, I'm going to give Soul a very well deserved 10 out of 10. I haven't given a lot of movies that rating this year. Normally, I have a lot stacked up. There's a lot, but since 2020 has been such a bizarre year, this is maybe the third or fourth movie that I've given that rating. And that's pretty much it, actually. I've seen a lot of other movies, guys. Unfortunately, I haven't reviewed all of them, but I have seen a lot more. I will talk more about that in my best of list, which I will have coming to you very, very soon. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more very, very soon. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the movies.